Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the part 2 of Alfa Romeo 166 Busso Turbo Restoration. Today we're going to be focusing on the interior. Alright, we're going to start by replacing the AC controls. For that I'm going to have to remove the whole thing. So we got one connector right here. Alright, now since our AC control module is in good working order, what I'm gonna do, I'm basically just gonna replace this button here. However, to do that I have to remove these two top buttons as well. Now you can just pry them off, but be extremely careful not to break something. So you can see there are two clips on top and the bottom. Now these are a bit different. They got two clips on each side. Alright, there it is. And now I'm gonna remove this button. So you can see there's a clip on the bottom and there are two more. And there it is. So I'm gonna grab my ICS. Alright, there it is. There's the recirculation button, and the mode button is gonna go on top. And there we go. Alright, now that I've taken all of this stuff apart, I'm also going to remove this worn out gear knob. Alright, so I got the rag down here. I'm just gonna use this piece of wood and I'm gonna pull the gear knob up. Alright, so that is it. Now the gear knob that I'm going to be installing is going to be this illuminated one, which comes with its own wiring. For that reason we're going to drill a small hole right through this plastic so I can connect it to the cigarette lighter wires. And this right here is gonna be the hole where our wires are gonna exit. Now as you can see, I'll pull the wires through. I'm gonna secure the gear knob, so we got one Allen screw on the back. So here's how I connected the gear knob. essentially I've spliced this ground from the gear knob to this black wire from the lighter, and I've also spliced the red wire from the gear knob to the red wire from the lighter. Moving on to door panel, we're gonna replace this part right here and the speaker cover. So you want to be extra careful with this part here. You can break it easily, so it's best to use some kind of tool like this to pull it out. Alright, there's our speaker cover. You can see all of the metal clips on the back. And we still have to remove the speaker. We got 4 Phillips screws here. The main reason why I had to do that are these 2 rib bit screws here, which I have to remove the panel. Next, I'm gonna pull up this rubber piece. We got 2 more Phillips screws here. Now to remove the connectors, you got 1 clip right there and 1 here. There it is. We got 1 5mm Allen here. And now you can see there's the plastic cover here. So we got 1 Phillips screw right there. And we got 2 more at the bottom. Lastly, I'm gonna pull this light out and undo this connector. And one last thing I gotta undo before I can remove the panel is this triangular plastic piece here. It's held in place with 1 3mm Allen screw. I also remove this plastic just to make the removal a bit easier. Alright, there it is. Now this just goes to show you how well this car is made. You could have seen all of the screws which hold the door panel in place, and you can see this sound insulation and water insulation and how well everything is made. Alright, so essentially I'm going to be replacing this part right here. You can see all of these cracks on it. You can't really repair that thing. You can either reupholster it, or you can get a replacement piece, which is this one. You can see this one is in great shape. To remove that thing, you got to remove all of these little plastic things. They can be quite tricky to remove, but I usually use this thing right here. Now I can just pull this piece off, and we're gonna put this new piece in. And there you go, my friends, we are done with this door panel. Moving on to rear window regulators. Now, as I said in one of the previous videos, the window regulators on both sides don't work, so now it's time to replace them both. Now I can already see that somebody has broken this chrome plastic piece around the speaker, so that will have to be replaced as well. Now, to separate the window from the regulator, you gotta remove this security tab, and you can do that just by pulling it down. Alright, now I'm just gonna pull the window regulator from the window, and I'm gonna push the window up. And I'm just gonna tape the window in place so it doesn't fall down and break. Alright, so the whole mechanism is held in place with 5 10mm nuts. So there's one here, here's the second one, and 3 of them are holding the electric motor in place. This one is kind of hard to see, it's behind the cables right here. There it is. Alright, time to install the new window regulator. Alright, I'm gonna slowly lower the window down. Before I put everything together, I'm gonna test it out to make sure it works properly. Alright, time to deal with this sticky plastic from the cluster. You can see how nasty this is. This is the result of the rubberized paint they use. It degrades over time and it becomes this sticky stuff. Now all I'm gonna do is add a lot of alcohol and I'm gonna soak this stuff in it, and you can see it comes off very easily. I've removed all of the sticky paint, but the bad thing about this piece is that it doesn't have the base coat, so I'm gonna have to repaint it. Time to deal with the arm rest, so I'm gonna strip it down all the way to plastic. I'm gonna apply the glue to the foam beneath and we're gonna reupholster it using Alcantara. As you can see, pin on this right side is good. However, this one right here has broken off, and this is again one of the very common issues on Alfa Romeo 166. So my plan here, as you can see, I've created basically the shape of this good one from the metal, and my plan is just to secure it here with screws. Now I know it is a bit crude fix, however I think that it's actually going to be stronger than this one right here. After that, I'm just gonna cut this plastic piece to size, secure it, and that's gonna be it. Alright, as I mentioned before, the ashtray is broken as well. Now it's time to put a new one in. Alright, here's the new one.
So there you go, my friends, that would be all for today's video. I hope you find it interesting. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.